let's go. Get in here. Get in here right now. Get in here. Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. 30 minutes for the rest of our lives. That's our bad first down. It ain't happening. We get the ball. I promise you one thing. We're going to hit somebody and we're taking downfield for a touchdown. I guarantee you that.
Guaranteed.
Look at me. Look at me.
Let's go.
We got 30 minutes.
Let's go.
For the rest of our lives. Let's go.
Let's go. Lock on. Hey. Lock on. Lock on. Hey. Put your heart on the mat. Hey, we got it.
And welcome everybody to another episode of DC Sports Daily. This is your host Corey Thesson alongside Jack Maestri. Just another day here. Not really just another day though, because we just wrapped up in a big time Sunday in DC. As far as the Redskins go, we'll get into that, and the Nats, Merry Clinchmas.
Oh, who cares about the Nats? Big time Sunday in DC for the Redskins, right? Huge day.
Thank God the Nats came around last night, because I was so pissed off after the Redskins game, well, during it and after, that I really had nothing to do wanting to do anything with DC Sports. So thank you, Washington.
I just want to go ahead and say, for everybody who tuned in today, all of our loyal, hundreds, thousands loyal listeners who are thinking that they're going to hear me go back on my prediction, I don't care if we lost week 1. It's a long season. You know what? We got 15 more games, and guess what? Redskins are going to go 15-1. Just kidding. They're not going to go 15-1. But I called them winning the division with 9-7. Don't feel too bad about that right now. Giants looked horrible. Eagles did not look great. We should have beat them. Honestly, they should have beat us by 40 the way that we played. It was a close game down to the end. Eagles are not anything. Giants are not anything. Cowboys looked pretty good against the Giants, but not as good as they should have because the Giants looked so bad. Cowboys aren't going to do anything. Cowboys are going to finish 8-8 this year. Skins are going to win the division with 9-7. Just like I said, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to watch them week in, week out. They could start the year 0-7. Still going to be telling you they're going to finish 9-7. So that's just where I am right now. I'm feeling good. I'm riding high, mostly because I won $110 on DraftKings this week. You know, that's what happens. You put 60 down, you win 110. Good things happen. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes money's more important than your fandom.
Wow. Because you're a lot more positive with the Redskins than I am.
Oh, you know, Kirk looked great. He was just throwing with so much power. I think he really built up his arm strength this offseason. He's got so much
because he lost 15 pounds.
He's got
right?
so much arm strength that he doesn't know what to do with it. So he's just overthrowing everybody by either 3 yards too high or 20 yards too deep on deep routes.
Or we got wide receivers that just try to turn in circles rather than going to catch the football that's right on the dime or catching the ball.
And Terrell Pryor was just looking up and he was saying, "Wow, that ball is so powerfully thrown. I'm just going to admire it. I don't want to stop its progress." That's what he was doing. You know.
Hey, how about we hit a wide open Jamison Crowder? Oh no, we won't do that.
Why would we use Jamison Crowder
or Jordan Reed in possession plays?
Ooh, you know what's a good idea? Why don't we
run game?
Why don't we run the ball?
Wow!
Whoa!
An offensive line.
Whoa!
4 sacks.
Why don't we use Chris Thompson?
Yeah, Chris Thompson's one of the MVPs from yesterday.
Honestly,
sure.
yeah,
he's
he is.
very, very. We talked about it last week when he signed his contract.
Oh, sorry, I just thought of another good idea. Why don't we not muff punts?
How about? Yeah, great idea. Second, how about we just play Ryan Kerrigan on offense? Because he can catch.
Yeah, he can. Play him at tight end. Yep. Because apparently we don't want to throw to Jordan Reed.
Right.
Why would we do that? Why would we throw to the best tight end in the league?
I think Ryan Kerrigan would be like Logan Paulson.
Yeah,
he can block maybe.
Exactly. Dude, he would be a hell of a blocker. Throw him on the left side.
He would shed those blocks like everybody else does on the offensive line.
Dude, he would get up to that second level. He would get up to the second level of the defense.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Sack that free safety, baby.
Swim move, baby. Yes.
Good.
That's my guy.
Good Lord.
So the Redskins are going to win the Super Bowl.
I don't think you're very convinced on your 9-7 after that one. I'm not. I'm not even convinced about my 7-9 after yesterday.
Really?
Honestly, I'm that low on them.
You know, but
a few bright spots.
So, I guess my thing is, if we had won yesterday, I would have been saying, "Look at us go, baby! Look at us go! We're going to go 12-4." But I'm not doing that same thing with the loss. It's a little bit hypocritical. If we had won, I would have freaked out and been like, "Yeah!" and shoved it down everybody's throats. Or maybe I wouldn't have. I don't know. because I honestly I can't tell you because you know what? We didn't win. But I just got to say the defense looked good.
Besides typical secondary mistakes,
like
blown
what?
Coverage on Nelson Aguilar's little seam pass for a touchdown. Nobody was there.
Which one was that?
Their second touchdown, I believe.
Second touchdown?
He just got lost. He was wide open. There was nobody around.
Was that another one
DJ
where we
Swearinger played?
Was that another one where our D-line made our secondary cover for 7 or 8 seconds?
Well, I think we actually got home to Wentz twice on that. We just didn't tackle him.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you're talking about that touchdown. The one where Smith almost had the sack. Two guys almost had the sack. Yeah. That you can't pin that on the secondary. You can't. That's
but he shouldn't be wide open.
No,
ever.
You cannot expect your secondary to cover receivers for that long. They're gonna get open at some point. Defense, because especially if you're not running a man-to-man. First of all, if we were running a man-to-man, receivers would have been open before that point in the play. If you're running a zone, at some point before 10 seconds in the pocket, a receiver is going to sneak open because as defenders, you're covering a zone. You got to be on the lookout for more than one receiver. That one receiver is not your only duty. He's not. What's the word that I'm looking for? He's not your only assignment.
Yeah, but I can't. Yesterday, our defensive line played well.
Yes,
2 sacks.
They did.
We're making Wentz go crazy back there.
They did. I don't know whether to give credit to Wentz or not, or just say it's just bad luck that we just barely missed some tackles.
Still can't cover a tight end though either. 96 yards from Ertz.
Again, is that we can't cover a tight end, or did we just
never
face?
been able to cover a tight end. So.
I don't know.
Zach
though.
Brown though is a stud.
Yeah. So you're saying Zach Brown, who's one of the guys that should be covering a tight end, is a stud. You also say that we can't cover a tight end. Is it that we can't cover a tight end, or did we just go up week 1 against one of the best tight ends in the league, in one of the best tight end schemes in the league? I'm going to go with that. Ertz is going to have a career year. He's going to have a huge year. He's going to establish himself as one of the top 4 tight ends in the league. Philly, they don't have... If you shut down Jeffrey, they don't have many other weapons on the exterior. They have to eat you alive with Ertz underneath. So they're going to design plays to get him open. That's just what's going to happen.
I don't know. I just don't. I mean, there were a few bright spots on our defensive side. I didn't think our defense played all that well. Zach Brown looked great.
I think Preston Smith looked great.
I think Preston Smith
Kerrigan
looked really
looked
good.
great.
Gillette, when he was playing.
Junior Gillette. He should have had a sack. Wiped out on stupid offsides by Ryan Anderson, lined up in the neutral zone.
Kendall Fuller.
Looked
bright spot.
Wonderful. I think
Breland looked good.
I'm really happy with our defense.
Josh Norman, I mean...
He could have had a pick on that first play of the game. Yeah.
Jeffrey only 3 catches for 38 yards. I mean, that's great, but really what it comes down to, even though I think we played awful on the offensive side, which I saw so many tweets saying, wow, we're going to have a good defense and a poor offense, which that's never happened here. I don't know if I really like to see that. I'd rather lose in a shootout every week. But really what it comes down to is terrible officiating across the board in the NFL yesterday. Clearly, Kirk Cousins was throwing the ball when the Eagles decided to end the game with a defense touchdown from whatever, that stupid fumble, and Fletcher Cox recovered it. And how do you go into the review booth and review it for that long and decide that that's not a pass?
Yeah, I will say, so at that point, I was listening to the game on the radio, and the radio call went like this. Cousins drops back, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. No, it's in Fletcher Cox's hands. Which just tells me, watching it live, full speed, the guys in the booth were under the impression that he was throwing the ball.
It was clear. It was a clear swatted ball.
Yeah.
It's like, there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I mean,
not that changes the outcome of the game necessarily.
I mean, it could have.
Yeah.
22-17 or whatever
I mean, we were driving with a chance to win the game.
Yeah. And then you just completely squash that because...
It's tough, man.
I mean, the biggest thing to me, it's not Terrell Pryor not being able to catch a couple balls. It's not Kirk throwing it high. I think it's the carryover from the poor preseason that lingered with us. We're still trying to get in the flow of things. Jay Gruden's supposed to be an offensive mind, which, I mean, he didn't draw up bad plays yesterday, I don't think. But the run game is killing me, man.
that's the thing. Are we going to be a team that actually
just abandon the run completely?
Actually tries to run the ball and establish the run game, or are we just going to be a team that runs the ball 8 times a game just to show it?
I'm fine with that because I'm sick of watching us try and it getting 1 and 2 yards. Just abandon it completely and let Kirk figure it out and let him get chemistry with all his receivers because right now it just doesn't seem like it's there. Go into practice, don't run a single run.
Should we just cut Rob Kelly right now?
No, I wouldn't
trade Rob Kelly away.
I wouldn't say that.
Just have Chris Thompson.
Chris Thompson needs to be in the backfield because he's the pass blocker and he can catch the ball and do all sorts of things that you want out of a back. And his run yesterday, unbelievable.
Run after the catch, yeah. Pinballing off the 2 guys, yeah.
His spin move was absurd. But yeah, I mean, if it doesn't work out next week, which it won't because the Rams' defense is probably top 5.
Why are you saying that? Because they put up 28 points
No,
this
not
past
because
week?
they played the Colts.
Yeah,
last year they were very talented as well. They have
They're
a
a
good secondary.
good defense.
And of course, Aaron Donald's going to come back against us. Great.
They're a good defense. They are not an elite defense.
I think they're top 5, but that'll be proven if it is or if it's not. Whatever. They're better than the Eagles' defense. I'll tell you that much.
I think they have a better secondary.
100%. And that's another thing. Without Darby going out in the first quarter, I think it was, maybe the first half, we should have abused.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just Kirk being inaccurate. Yeah. And Kirk, after the game, says he can be more accurate. I sure hope so. Terrell Pryor, after the game, says that I feel bad. I feel like I let my team down. That's on me. Like, okay, that's great. We have people taking accountability but
don't take accountability.
Okay,
just do it.
You step 1, done. You owned up to your mistakes. Step 2, fix it. Step 3, show it on the field. Yeah. I mean, it's. I will say this is not a situation where you can have a gradual turnaround. This needs to be okay, we fucked up.
Yeah.
And week 2 looks like a different team.
I think it's a must win because
week 2 needs to
you're playing the Raiders.
Okay, hold on.
3.
Don't throw around the must win term. It's not a must win. If you say this game is a must win, then every game is must win, which it is. I mean, must win is just, I hate that term personally. Every game is a must win.
Yeah.
Nobody goes out there saying, "Oh, we can lose this game."
Right.
No, it's a must win. But come on, I mean, is the season over if we lose? No, it's not.
But there's a very good possibility that we could start 0-3, 0-4.
Oh, I just breathed right in the mic.
Because you go from the Rams, then you go. Well, you play the Raiders at home, and then you go to Kansas City, which is not a good first 4. And hold on, why do we have the 7th strongest schedule in all of the NFL? Why? Why us?
I mean, it's our division. It's our divisional matchup with. I mean, NFC East. All of the NFC East teams have a tough, our non-conference schedule.
Let's hope the Chiefs get worse, which I think they will because Alex Smith won't be that good. We cannot react to the NFL, the hierarchy of the NFL, and base it off of week 1. It was a weird week. Speaking of how weird it was, do you want to just touch on DFS a little bit? Yeah. The winning lineup for the $1 billion yesterday should have been 240. The winner of that, who got, something like 10,000 or something, got 190.
198.
198 was the top score.
In the free, so that's the free contest that DraftKings put out, where it was 0 entry fee. All you had to have a DraftKings membership. You didn't even have to be in a state where DraftKings was legal because it was a free contest. So you could enter the contest even if you lived in one of those states where DraftKings is outlawed. So I forget how many entries total there were, but I mean that encompasses pretty much every entry that you're going to get. The top lineup there was 198. The top lineup in the featured $33 entry $1 million contest was also 198. Okay. Generally, if you're looking at top 1 or top 0.1% of lineups week to week, they're going to score somewhere around 250. Some high scoring weeks up closer to 300. Yeah. So that's why. So I had 2 lineups. Both of them cashed. One of them scored 148. One of them scored 131. But those lineups, which I'd say 148